Is on. Take it away, Sir Jon.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks so much for the opportunity, Joel. And what I want to share with everyone else is thank you for your time today. One of the things that I know is your time is really, really valuable. It's something you can't get back. And what I want to do is I want to leave you with a couple things. One of the things of anyone, and obviously there's some people that saw me speak recently live in Cabo, so that's really cool. There's people that have probably been on a Zoom webinar with me before, and maybe there's some people that I worked with before. But either way, there's two things that I always have to bring forward is foundational principles, mindset, and mental toughness. Because if you look really, really closely, if you don't have those two, it doesn't matter how skilled you are. Some of you folks out there, if you guys could mute for me so we don't have the background, it's really, really helpful and just kind of respectful. And I don't think you mean to make it disrespectful for anyone else, but it just kind of respects everyone else in hearing the sound. If you guys can, or if Joel, if you can be, what is that thing, you guys? Is it whack-a-mole? You guys, you know what I do when I'm running a Zoom? I play whack-a-mole. So I'm watching and I'm looking for, like, you know, there's noise, and then I see the green circle go up and I whack-a-mole.
Yep.
Anyways, cool. So, but I want you guys to remember two things, and some of you have, you know, it's interesting, a lot of the feedback. So I've got some teams that I will zoom into, and let me give you guys, Joel, what would you say, what percentage of the people here are on teams and actually part of a team, and what percentage of people are individual agents or team leaders? What, if you were guessing, do you know what the dynamic is roughly?
Man, I would, I'm going to guess 25% are teams.
25% are teams, in other words, agents, team leaders, and then 75% are agents on a team? Or
individual agents, yes.
Okay, good. So I want to share some things from you guys, and Joel knows this because he's in one of my lead inner circles. I want to share some exciting news for you, no matter whether you're an individual. I've got in front of me a text message from one of my major teams, and let me share some things with you guys of what's going on, okay? And again, by no means am I the one that makes this happen, okay? I'm just real fortunate that people trust me. I can't make these numbers up as I go. Let me share a month, and I'll start at the top. 19 homes. That's more than an entire team. One agent. 12 homes. That's agent number 2 on the team. 11 homes. That's agent number 3. Agent number 4. 9. 19, 12, 11, 9, 8, 7s, multiple 6s. We are in the most opportune time in the history of mankind. And what I want you guys to do is write these down. I'm going to take you through. I got to speak, and many of you may know my good pal, Ryan Stewman, hardcore closer. I got to speak for EXP a week ago, Tuesday, a week ago, yesterday, I think it was. Yes. And then I spoke for Ryan last week. And here's, I'm going to take you through the foundational principles that you've just got to have in place. You know, what I tell people is I'm real fortunate to do a lot of amazing things that give me anxiety every night when I go to bed and look at my calendar, because I look at the people I get to work with and I wonder how, right? But I think that what's really important, though, is knowing what is getting a result. And the bottom line, the single most important thing that you must have are these principles I'm going to give to you. Number one, we've got many high-level skilled people here, and I don't care how skilled you are. I don't care how much business you do. I don't care whether you are the guru, the coach for someone else. This pertains to me too. Remember this, okay? With as much business as I get to do, I'm simple. With as much travel, as many people I get to work with, I'm really simple. I have to keep it simple. And let me promise you guys this, the simple solves the complex. Write these down. I'm going to take you through my aggregation of principles that have A, helped me grow a business that creates a life beyond my wildest of dreams. That B, I transfer over to my clients consistently, that creates a business beyond their wildest of dreams. So number one is this. Skills and competency or emotions and confidence? Think about it. I don't care how skilled you are. If your emotions and confidence are out of line, you're not going to take action. Any human being that is in a space where there's an emotional block, they can't make a decision. And this rolls over to you as an operator, whether you are a team leader or if you're leading other human beings, and you're trying to get moving for them. If you are someone that's on a team or if you are an individual agent. See, what you need to do is you need to bring emotions and energy to the experience and the interaction the consumer has with you. But you can't let emotions get the best of you. Let me say it again. You must bring emotions and you must bring energy, but you can't let the emotions get the best of you. Let me take you into a tactical space. And when I speak to tactical, I'm talking about your interaction with the consumer today. The two biggest emotions, well, and then there's more, but really it's fear and overwhelm. Think about it. Fear and overwhelm. Fear because of what's happened in the last 12 months. Varying levels, I don't care who you are. Still, there's been a lot of question, and so that's carried over. Overwhelm. You know, many of you, if not each and every one of you, you've got fatigue probably because your client has fatigue. A real true issue throughout North America is buyer fatigue. Literally where buyers have said, I've had enough. I've tried too many times. I'm tired of getting beat out. I'm going to go sit on the sideline. Okay. What needs to happen right now to sell more real estate and what the consumer wants more than anything is trust and safety. I want you to think about that. How does my marketing message convey trust and safety? See, we're already in a situation of a highly emotionally charged process. Buying or selling a home is documented as stressful as a death in a family or a divorce, period. And then you take and you throw a log on the log on the fire of low inventory, the log on the fire of the frustration of losing out on offers. The log on the fire, we really need to move, but I'm afraid to move because, where am I going to move to? In other words, I know where I want to move to, but maybe I don't know what I'm going to move into. And I want you to write down a word that you all know, but you need to, and you've heard me say it again. You say it before, but I'm bringing you to these foundational principles. Nurture, and let me give you the definition, okay? And it's what's winning. Because again, I do about 8 Zooms a week into teams that a team, okay, all the way to teams with 10 or 15 agents, okay? And the amount of interaction required today with the consumer is through the roof. It is through the roof. I get to see the empirical data from last year and what sort of text message reach out was required, how many emails, how many calls. I was able to go through what the averages were of each one per lead to convert to a sale. I want to tell you right now, the amount of interaction required with the consumer is 4, 5, maybe even 6 times what it was a year ago. Let me give you some examples. I've seen Inside Follow Up Boss. If you're familiar with it, great. If you're not, it's another CRM. I think anyone in real estate knows what it is. We're literally in 29 days, there were 500 text messages that were just registered just through the app, 37 phone calls, and about 50 emails. What does it tell us? I want you guys to pay attention to a couple things. The amount of interaction required today is through the roof. And by the way, that was in 29 days from the moment a lead came in to the moment they got an accepted offer and all contingencies, inspection, subject to, everything we lifted. 29 days. So here's my big question for you. When you look at nurture, okay, well, what were they talking about? It's just checking in. Like the best sales language today is not using sales language. See, everyone wants to buy. This is that other principle. Many of you have heard from me before. Everyone wants to buy. No one wants to be sold. Everyone's running the consumer with cheesy sales language. Well, do you like it? Walk into the shoe department and the first thing the guy says to you, watch this and stay with me. And this is where you got to look at your skill sets, right? Instead of being, and listen, am I saying abandon your scripts and your that have worked for you. No, I'm not, but I'm going to tell you this, though. You better be making the deepest of psychological and emotional bonds with everyone you interact with, period. Because we'll go back to, okay, the heart chooses. You look at an email. I want you to look at all of your social media posting that you're doing right now. Are you leading with logic? It's like the person that says, we just sold this house for $1 bajillion over list price. No shit. Shocking. That's like the most innovative news we've ever heard. You guys, that's the same message everyone's using. Okay. What you did, see, here's what I want you to do. When we talk about psychological and emotional bonds, we talk about caring for, encouraging, and supporting. How can we make our marketing feel like that? See, because here's the thing, your brand, and each one of you is your own brand. You are, because your brand is your messaging to the market, and your brand is how it feels. How does your message feel to people? Does it feel like you nurtured, you cared for, and you encouraged someone through the process? Or does it feel like that you, okay? Does it feel like you just literally sold someone? Okay, great. You know, oh, wow. Oh, we got to hear someone's phone call. Maybe the good news is, I guess I'm talking so much, I'm not hearing it. But hey, let me tell you guys a really fun story. Let me weave this in real quickly. So there's a team I work with, and about 60 people. And all of a sudden, someone who's on the Zoom wasn't muted, and you could see they took the phone call. They answered, "Hello, yeah, what are you up to?" "Oh, just sitting in another one of these boring ass team Zooms that we do." And everyone's waving and waving and waving. Oh yeah, now I guess it looks like they're cheering and doing all kinds of shit. I mean, I don't know what they're all getting excited about. You guys, funniest thing ever. Anyways, here's what I want to come back to. You can screw up everything as long as you get your message right. And right now, the consumer needs nurturing, care for, encourage, support. Let me bring you back to the next thing, and that's empathy. And I'll talk about it till I'm blue in the face. You know, I was talking to a CEO on Monday that I coach each Monday at 3:30. It's my last coaching call of the day. And he asked me, he said, you know, what is the attribute of people who are growing their business at the highest level, whether it's a broker owner manager, it's a team leader, or it's an agent? It's the one, and an agent on the team. It's the person that can demonstrate empathy, the person with emotional maturity, the person with emotional intelligence. You know, emotional maturity and emotional intelligence is someone who takes personal responsibility. It's someone who shows up on time. It's someone who's consistent. It's someone who does what they say they're going to do. You may say that's really simple, okay? But here's what you've got to look at is, if it was so simple, how come everyone isn't consistent, right? I mean, it's the one thing we want more than anything. But here's the piece I want you to understand with empathy. And again, remember, you can screw up everything, but if you get your message right, you can't lose. I'm going to say it again. You can screw up everything, but if you get your message right, you can't lose. So empathy, again, is co-experiencing what someone is going through. In good old sales talk, here's what that means: being relatable. Are you relatable, or do people see you as just another cheesy salesperson? So keep those principles in mind: skills and competency, or emotions and confidence. Stay tilted in emotions and confidence. The heart chooses, the mind justifies, right? Everyone wants to buy, no one wants to be sold. We need to nurture like never before. We need to care for, encourage, support. We need to have empathy, co-experiencing what someone's feeling or going through, being relatable. It's not what is your newest, trickiest objection handler. It's the person that connects a deep psychological and emotional level. Let me take you through some personal things, right, that you got to look at, okay? Nothing going on privately will stay private. It's always going to show up public. So if there's one thing, and listen, we all got things. We're all on a journey in this crazy thing called life. If there's anything going on in your personal life right now, you've got to take care of it. Fix it. make a choice, do something about it. That takes me to my next principle, which is based on principle. The only reason we have a challenge in making choices, see, listen, not making a choice is a choice. Not making a choice is a choice. And let me talk to you about the choices that you need to make on a daily basis to be productive. Listen, we all fall short. I want to tell you this, in working in the high performance arena, what is it that makes people fall short? It's typically fear, period. Oh, I was too busy. No, listen, if you know it's what you need to do, and I want you to think about this, and it's not for me, I'm not here to put you on the spot. I'm here to move you into mental toughness. You know, what's one thing you know you need to do that you're not doing consistently? Or what's one thing you know you need to do you're not doing, period? Like, period. And ask yourself this, by not doing that, and this is the next piece, do I have integrity? Oh, wait a minute, John, I'm an honest person. Okay, you're an honest person. Does your business have integrity? See, the person that doesn't do what they know they need to do lacks integrity with their business. Does that make sense, you guys? See, because here's what you're doing every single day. Every single day, most of us, if not all of us, are leaving our family members. We're pulling time away from our personal life, whether it's a significant other or it's kids, or it's a significant other and kids, or it's our own personal enjoyment in life. You know, what I want you to really think about, am I having the highest level of integrity in the time that I am away from the personal things that are important to me and I enjoy? And integrity means making the right choices, being effective and being impactful. You know, agents complain about, leaders complain about time management. No, you don't have a time management issue. You have a choice management issue. But here's the thing, you've got to be principle based. Write these two down. Do I operate from principles or do I operate from personality? Do I operate from principles or do I operate from personality? And let me give you an example. So you live in Hawaii. I'm not a surfer, but here's what I know. Just in talking to people, I did live in Hawaii for a bit. We just got the news that the biggest surf is hitting. It's the middle of the day, but you're in your prospecting time. So your personality is going to say, go out and have fun. The agent that operates in principle is going to stay committed. The agent that has a mission, they're not going to abandon the mission. See, the choice was really easy because that's a person that operates in principle. Do you operate in principle, or are you easily distracted in things that are going to emotionally charge you? See, that's short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. That's the difference between an agent or a team leader or broker owner whose business goes like this, and the difference between the team leader, broker owner, individual agent, or team agent whose business goes like this. See, here's what they understand. And here's why I know you guys are all here. You're all here, listen, because you want freedom. If you had freedom, you wouldn't be here. If you think it's here to sell another home. If you're a team leader, you think it's here to maybe be able to learn how to drive productivity for my agents or to recruit more agents. You know, same with the broker owner. No way. That's just what you do. It's the reason we're here is we want freedom. Well, freedom is on the other side of discipline, commitment, boundaries, a little bit of pain, frustration, maybe some embarrassment. But actually, freedom is on the other side of discomfort, okay? Stop trying to hit home runs. Remember this, everything big is built on the back of micro commitments. What I want you to do is you leave here, yeah, you've got big numbers you want to hit, you've got income goals and all those types of things, okay? But here's the thing that I want you to know, okay, is I know a ton of people swinging for the fences and they just keep striking out. And I'm going to share with you my friends that I know, my clients I know that are just hitting home runs left and right. Their business is growing exponentially. They're doing the things that they want to do for their family. Okay. Here's what they're doing. They're getting tiny victories. tiny victories, because they make micro commitments, because they know that tiny victories create big, big wins. They know that micro commitments, when you stack micro commitments together, okay, you hit the ultimate commitment. Average people, write this down. Average people wait for accountability. High performers ask for accountability. Average people wait for accountability. High performers ask for accountability. So here's what I want to challenge you to do. And this is by no means a solicitation for me from coaching, because I'm no longer taking on coaching clients. I don't have space for it. I'm busy as it can be. And I'm not saying you need a coach. You need someone that's holding you accountable. I want you to think about that. Who truly holds me accountable? Oh, well, I am. Or the best one is, oh, my wife is. Oh, really? All right. My husband is. Oh, how's that one working out? All right. Good luck on that one. Okay. Seek accountability. Because to be successful, you've got to do activities that aren't sexy. You've got to do activities that aren't fun. You got to do activities that are mundane. Remember, average performers and bottom producers wait for accountability. High performers seek accountability. Okay. Never quit. Ready? Each and every one of us here, whether in business or in our personal life, we have a habit. We have something that we're doing that is not supporting our growth. It's not supporting our mission, and we need to quit doing it. Okay. Because see, ultimately business growth is through minimizing to maximize. See, what happens is I need to free up more time from the things that aren't supporting my mission, so that I can have the time to apply to the things that support my mission, to the things that are going to grow my business. I want to see this one. My mother always told me that if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Here's what I would say to you. Never quit trying to quit something you need to quit. Never quit trying. Don't accept things as they are. Have acceptance for the situation that you're in, but don't accept it has to stay there. Don't give up. Stop labeling yourself. See, you can't do the things you need to do and get the outcome that you want to get without changing your identity. So that's the next thing I want you guys to look at. What is my identity? What I know in my business, from whether it's interacting with clients and speaking, my identity is really, really simple. It's consistency. Let me give you an example. I was on a coaching call with one of my team leaders this morning. We were talking about his brand. Your brand is your message to the market, and your brand is how it's received by the market. And what I talked to him about simply was consistency, commitment, and community. Because not just to make something up, but that's who he is. He is consistent, he is committed, and he's all about community. Let me tell you something. It was nothing about being a bajillion-dollar producer. It was about what connects with the consumer. And when I say the consumer, I'm not talking about only the 5% in your marketplace that are ready to buy or sell right now, because at any given time, only 5% of the population in your marketplace is in what we call the consideration phase. The remaining people are in the indifferent phase. The indifferent phase means that when you have a conversation with them about buying or selling real estate, you're irrelevant. You're irrelevant because it doesn't matter to them. How do you meet your market where they are at? Okay. Now, the ultimate last piece that I want to share with you is on motivation and inspiration. And then there's one other piece. Okay. Number one, no one can motivate you. Motivation is something that comes from within. What other people can do is inspire you. You see someone get a result, it inspires you, it gives you energy, it makes you want to go after it, and hopefully it gives you a borrowed belief. Here's the thing I want to support you within that, though. When you see someone that does something, don't go immediately to, yeah, but. Curiosity is an attribute of high performers. Curiosity is an attribute of high performers. Stop excluding yourself from an opportunity to learn. The minute that we judge what someone else is doing and try to make some qualification on why they did it, and not, instead of having curiosity, it's going to stunt you from growth. I was on a call yesterday where someone was complimenting a team that does about 500 million and said, you know, here's the one thing that I've learned about that person, that team leader. And I was talking to someone who does substantially less business and says, you know, he'll always ask me, how did you do it? Not just out of curiosity, not just from a standpoint of questioning me or wanting to hear me say it, because he had a real interest that I was doing something he wasn't doing. Stay in curiosity. The final piece is this: your 3 big power moves ultimately to grow your business: humility, vulnerability, transparency. Get your ego out of the way. You can't nurture, care for, encourage, support. You can't show empathy, co-experience what someone is going through if you do not continually exercise humility, vulnerability, transparency. And here's my bonus one. And it's kind of a challenge, but I'll leave you with this. The consumer's expectation of your usage of video in your business has gone up 300% in 2021. If you are not using video as a consistent lever in your business, you're a dinosaur. Am I saying you're going to fail in your business? No, but here's what I'll tell you. You're going to have to work a hell of a lot harder than everyone else is. A hell of a lot harder, because the psychological and emotional value of video is unmatched. I mean, I don't want to have to work as hard. I want leverage. See, that's one of those things of choice management. I don't have enough time. Great. How much do you use video in your business? Oh, no, I'm not going to use video. Well, guess what? You don't have a time management issue then, because if you used video, it would be more impactful and you would have to reach out to people, interact with people less, because you would have built trust quicker. Remember this: your number one job that you must do every day before you can sell anyone anything is build trust. I appreciate y'all. Go out there and rock and roll. And remember, emotions and confidence over skills and competence. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for your time, John.